on One Always There. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Hilton Hotel delays retrenchment package payments. Walvis Bay residents face evictions amid COVID-19. Opposition acted uncivilized at Sona, says Hengari. And blood transfusion service confronted with blood shortages due to COVID-19.
Former employees from the prominent Hilton Hotel in Windhoek gathered in front of the hotel building to ask the human resource manager when will their retrenchment packages be paid. According to the employees, they were supposed to be paid on the 12th of June 2020. The former employees expressed their frustrations with the delay and refused to leave until they meet with management, who was a no-show at the time.
Looking at the situation, the company is in a financial crisis. We asked them to say, are you guys going to release the employees' funds tomorrow? That was Thursday then when I asked them. Then they said, yes, it should be. So I tried following up on the Friday morning with the finance manager, whereby he confirmed that they are working so hard to get funds in so they can pay the employees' packages. So to our surprise now, the finance manager called me to say, Titus, we had some meetings, high panel meetings. We have made it possible for today, so we are releasing the funds. The money will reflect in the employees' bank accounts by Saturday, the 13th, and Monday, which is today. So nothing happened. We didn't receive any funds.
The reason why we're here is because we haven't received the package that we signed up for, that was supposed to be received on the 30th of May, which they didn't, and they did send us an SMS through that said the remaining of the money will be, the package will be paid by the 12th of June. So far we haven't received anything, and then they haven't actually communicated. We tried calling, most of their numbers are off.
I started working here at Hilton in 2015. So when this pandemic started, they told us that they are putting us on unpaid leave, and then later they changed their mind that they are not going to they canceled the unpaid leave. They decided to call us for retrenchment. So when they call us for one-on-one meeting, they told us they are going to retrench us because of the situation. We agree on the situation, that we understand that the situation has taken a lot of things. And the thing is, when they told us they are going to retrench us, they did not even try to pay us 3 months in front. You understand? I don't even know where they got their calculation. They gave us peanuts, and I signed for that peanuts because I understand the situation. I signed for that peanuts. So I signed for these peanuts, and they don't want to give us the peanuts that they make us to sign for. We have our kids, we have rent to pay, and imagine a person you are retrenched 1 month ago, and we are still standing here waiting for the money.
Leader of the group, TK Amwele, managed to call the HR manager on her phone and was informed that management is doing everything in their power to make the outstanding payments.
I really want them, now what we want them, they are busy talking on the phone, they don't want to come to us and face us. We want them to come out and face us, because now we came to them last week, we signed their thinking, we agreed to their whatever peanuts they gave us, that I will not mention. So now what we are demanding now, our money to release today, so that we can start our own life.
I called the HR manager so we can meet here and talk to the employees, so that came to their views here and listen to what they have to say about their payments. So the HR manager has said no, she is not going to come out, and there won't be anyone entering the building as of now, or else you have to go through the appointments. I have asked the HR manager to say whether the money was released, and then she said yes. And how sure is she? Can we have any proof that shows that yes, the money was released from the company account? Then she said no, that's not gonna happen. So for whoever needs to talk to the HR has to make an appointment as from Wednesday.
The former employees vowed to continue visiting the Hilton Hotel daily until their packages are paid in full.
You seem to be running a temperature, doctor.
I think so, nurse.
As ek na daai smile kyk, is jy nie op 'n ander planeet wat jy upset is nie.
Nie 'n planeet nie. Cloud 9. Beste aand van my lewe.
Dis nie reg om met meisies se harte te mors nie. Veral nie iemand soos ons hier doen.
Rekoshebi. Unkatso motseleng fela. Ritlabada. Angeke bemnandi. Pasop.
Justin is a criminal. He's the lowest kind of scum. I wouldn't let him near my dogs, let alone children.
Leslie het jou help vlug. Daar's fout met jou ore. Ek weet nie eers wie Leslie is nie. En as jy hier wil oorleef, onthou dit. Wil jy my op daai selfe lys sit? Gee jy enigstens om vir my?
Natuurlik gee ek vir jou om. Dis hoekom ek hier is.
Stop dan hierdie speletjie en bly weg van Leslie af. Sy het gewen, Chris. Aanvaar dit net. Loop mekaar uit. Nou! Willem! Loop!
As the town of Walfish Bay finds itself in another lockdown, many of its residents are finding themselves without shelter as they are asked to vacate their homes by landlords. The harsh reality of not being able to pay rent as a result of salary cuts and job losses has caught up with some at the coastal town as they now face evictions. A group of 10 families in Walfish Bay were recently told to pay their full rent or pack up and leave the residence. The families are living in shacks in Opal Street at the Kusip Moon location. According to the tenants, they received a notice recently that their rent of $800 Namibian will increase with a $200 Namibian. They say the news came as a surprise as their landlord is aware that most of them have been out of work due to the lockdown and have not received any income.
We are at this place paying 800 Namibia dollars. We sometimes do not have water and electricity. He only leaves a bit of money to pay for water and electricity. By the 15th of every month, the electricity is usually finished. Then we must take our own money to buy electricity again. The majority of us use gas, while others are forced to make a fire outside, as if we're in the village. When we ask the owner of the house to help us pay for water and electricity since he's charging us $200 extra, he just tells us that if you don't want to pay, you must go. Can our leaders please look at this?
According to me, I'm a police officer, but I'm feel free to others. Yeah, some of people they are selling kapana, but they are struggling. So the owner of the house, he like talking he like defend himself by the problem. When he like the time the moment he talk, he don't like to listen to us. Yeah, this situation is lockdown now. From it was lockdown. Now also we are in lockdown, but we are not feeling good.
The tenants say that they build the structures with their own material and are only paying for the space, but the rent is very high. The owner allegedly told the money collector not to listen to any reason, as they were planning on giving only a portion of the money for rent and giving the rest later once they are in a better financial position. Meanwhile, the public relations manager at the Walvis Bay municipality, Kevin Adams, said that the municipality council can only appeal to landlords and tenants to demonstrate a willingness to come to an arrangement that would benefit both parties.
The municipal council can only appeal to landlords and tenants to demonstrate a willingness to come to an arrangement that would benefit both parties. Now, given the current circumstances around COVID-19, this would require of all parties to adopt a give-and-take methodology. And as the effects of the pandemic become more apparent in time to come, it would become extremely difficult for landlords and tenants to escape such an approach. In other words, an approach where parties negotiate. Since everyone is in the same boat, level-headedness and practical solutions are therefore key. Be that as it may, the local authority has no legal powers to dictate to parties how they should achieve such a settlement. We would further advise tenants to ask for or to seek recourse on this matter from the Rent Control Board, of which the local magistrate is the chairperson.
The owner of the house, Weni Mushimba, in a telephonic interview, noted that some of the tenants are using the COVID-19 situation as an excuse, while they are still employed and not affected. Mushimba said he only added the $200 million in order to pay for water. The tenants have allegedly been paying half the rent for many months, which resulted in the water bill payment being affected. He denied telling the tenants to go, claiming that he only asked some of them that are not able to afford rent because of layoffs to return home instead of suffering in Walvis Bay.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of 700 Club Nigeria. Today on 700 Club Nigeria, a woman encounters inexplicable pain after the delivery of her baby. An interesting chat with the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria. Plus, we learn about the power within our spoken words.
My portion in the land of the living, help me sing. As for me and my house, we will serve.
President Hage Geingoob's official spokesperson Alfredo Hengari has called on members of the opposition in parliament to accord respect to the president, saying that the behavior they displayed during the recent State of the Nation address was uncivilized. During an interview with Today on One, the president's spokesperson Alfredo Hengari said that opposition party members who recently verbally attacked the president at the SONA failed to demonstrate respect for Namibians who have elected Geingob as their official president. He also added that the opposition parties lacked intelligence and civility in their conduct towards the head of state, calling for this to be the first and the last time such misconduct is displayed by them.
People in those chambers are called honorables. There's a reason for that. Because they must demonstrate a very high level of civility. They must express the best of us in terms of intelligence, in terms of conduct. Unfortunately, some of these things were lacking. And I hope that was the first and the last. And all of us as citizens should also hope that it was the first and last for the person who's been elected by us to represent us, to speak for us, for that person to be disrespected in that manner. So all of us, you as citizens, we have the reason. We have reasons to say no to this type of conduct, yes to intelligent debates, yes to intelligent questioning, but no to rude behavior, because that's not who we are as Namibians. That's not who we should be. That's not the example honorables should show to ordinary citizens.
During the recent SONA, the opposition party members from the Landless People's Movement, LPM, questioned the president for failing to attend other traditional festivals such as the annual Gau Festival hosted by the Damara King, Eustace Gareb. According to Hengari, the president and Eustace Gareb have a sound relationship, and the president has attended other traditional festivals in the past, such as the annual Musubia Cultural Festival hosted in the Zambezi region.
There are those who try to stoke the fires of tribalism, which is clearly a failure of the imagination, because tribalism is a failure of the imagination. President Gengob, throughout his entire life, and he mentioned it in the SONA, that he joined SWAPO to fight for unity in his country. Took him to exile, fighting against colonial oppression, racism, tribalism, all these things. That has been his entire life. It's not going to change now. It's going to change now. He provided clarity on the issue of the festival, and he also provided clarity about the relationship he has with Chief Justice Gareb. They are friends. They talk. They engage. On the question of the president apparently not attending other festival, it's another lie that is being told. President Gengob has attended the Subia Festival in like a Privi region, now Zambezi region. President Gengob receives traditional leaders on a very frequent basis. Prior to COVID, President Gengob received a request from the chief of the Overall Traditional Authority, Vekwiru Koro, on a Friday. On a Tuesday, he was in a meeting with them that lasted for 3 hours. So anyone who tries to say that President Gengob favors this ethnic group over the other, or this festival over the other, is someone, it's dishonesty. It's political grandstanding, because that's just not the man that he is.
Hengari also reminded the nation that the president came into office during a very difficult time in Namibia's economy, and since then, the president has strived to save the economy by implementing a number of fiscal consolidation strategies in order to contain government spending on expenses such as new vehicles for senior politicians and government officials, as well as prioritizing a huge sum for the national budget to revive the economic sector hardest hit by the COVID-19 pandemic.
From Cape to Cairo, Accra to Antananarivo, there are millions of people just like you trying to make a living to make money. And there's no magic way to get rich quick, unless you're Aliko Dangote. You're not Aliko Dangote, are you? No? Well, perhaps we can help you get a little further along the way. With BBC reporters all over Africa, we find the stories, the successes, and the startups that will help you make the most of your money. This is Smart Money.
The Blood Transfusion Services of Namibia is appealing for more blood donations, as it has since the COVID-19 outbreak experienced a critical shortage of blood supply. In celebration of the annual World Blood Donor Day, which is commemorated globally on the 14th of June, the Namibia Blood Transfusion Services is seeking for more blood donations, as it is currently experiencing a shortage. The educational officer at NAMBTS says the transfusion services has over 20,000 active blood donors. However, there is a need for more regular blood donations to ensure a healthy blood supply for hospitals and medical centers in the country.
Primarily in Namibia, the situation is very concerning. In Namibia currently, we only have about 27,050 blood donors that are active blood donors. That means individuals that have donated in the past year. So that more or less just represents 1% of our entire population. We need to get more Namibians to donate blood, but not also just to do it once as something they tick off a bucket list, but to do it on a regular basis to help ensure that when patients need blood in the country, there are blood transfusions available for them. And just on the same vein, a lot of individuals have so many excuses, but we have a lot of healthy individuals within our communities who are eligible to donate blood, but don't do so. Unfortunately, due to the effects of the recent coronavirus pandemic, and especially during the first phase of lockdown, when we had to cancel numerous blood donation clinics, we had to we underwent a lot of critical shortages at the blood transfusion service. So we are hoping that in honor and in celebrating World Blood Donor Day, we are reminding individuals of their responsibility once more in helping save the lives of patients around the country.
This year's World Blood Donor Day is celebrated under the theme Save Blood, Saves Lives and slogan Give Blood and Make the World a Healthier Place, which was adopted to call to action government, national health authorities and national transfusion services to provide adequate resources and put in place systems and infrastructure to increase the collection of blood.
We experienced a major drop as well as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, because schools as well, or the educational sector, which is basically schools as well as tertiary institution, they make up 30% of the blood donation, the total number of blood donations that we collect in a year. So the fact that we can't host blood donation drives at these institutions currently also means that it's now up to other individuals within the public, within our communities, to step forward, donate blood and help save the lives of patients. We just really want to thank all blood donors around Namibia that regularly donate blood and help save lives. We have a special situation in Namibia with only 1% of our blood donation or of our population donating blood. And we really want to encourage all individuals who are eligible to donate blood to begin doing so. And in the same vein, we also really appreciate the support that we've received over the past couple of months from blood donors around the country, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. We encourage all individuals that are eligible to donate blood at this time to do so, especially during winter months, because during the time of winter, some donors are deferred from donating blood because they pick up seasonal illnesses such as flu. So in order for us to have a sufficient supply over the winter months, we are urging all Namibians who can donate blood at this time to do so. And with one blood donation, you can potentially help save the lives of 3 patients.
Members of the public who want to donate blood are required to be older than 16 years, weigh more than 50 kilograms, lead a sexually safe lifestyle, and be of general good health. Donors are also encouraged to eat a balanced meal within 3 to 4 hours of donating blood.
Welcome to Sport Africa. The BBC's new weekly show will explore the big sporting issues and questions, like why Africans aren't winning medals in the pool.
I just think it's their mindset.
Meeting established and rising stars.
I could be the Nigerian first Grand Slam winner.
And at the heart of it will be you, the fans, with your passion, your opinions, your stories, and even tests of your sporting knowledge. Go beyond the game with BBC Sport Africa.
In other leading stories, the National Housing Enterprise NHE has launched an exciting new housing development project across the country that will see NHE construct 335 houses. This is part of its ongoing efforts to empower Namibians through the provision of affordable and quality housing whilst continuing to fulfill its mandate. The houses will be constructed through NHE's public-private partnership construction model known as Request for Funding Proposal. Through this model, NHE partners with private investors on a turnkey basis. This model requires NHE to partner with private financiers who construct houses using their own capital and are only paid after the sale of the constructed houses. The current PPP projects will commence in July 2020 and NHE will deliver a total of 335 houses in 7 towns across Namibia. This RFP Phase 2 flagship project has an estimated value of 124 million Namibia dollars. Under this arrangement, NHE avails land for construction and the final products are sold to customers on the NHE's waiting list.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. It has been 2 months since Shannon Darlikin Datega Wasserval was reported missing in the coastal town of Walfish Bay. The father is now pleading for more assistance from the public in search for his daughter, given hopes that the girl gets back home safely. Yunus said that every month a child goes missing and the issue needs to be taken seriously. Jenny said that she is keeping the family in her prayers. Helena urged the girl to return home. Kotazo said that MTC should step in and trace the missing girl by checking the last location she was at and those she communicated with at the time of her disappearance. Andreas pointed out that the girl has been missing for a long time and hopes that she is safe. Isabella said that she is praying for all the children that are away from their parents. Martha wonders where the young girl could be. Rona said this too shall pass. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Hot to very hot temperatures with sandstorms at places will persist over the coastal areas for the rest of the week. Please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior cold at first, otherwise partly cloudy and warm in the northeast, elsewhere sunny and mild to warm but hot in the north. Windy weather will prevail in the interior. The coast sunny and hot with sandstorms at places and the wind fresh to strong easterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
Now on BBC World News, the biggest African and international news stories. Focus